Hi everyone, I'm Dar. Nice to meet you. So what you're seeing here is my first sketchbook in the format of A5 that I have started in 2020, and now it's a problem because we are already in 2025 and it's not finished. And I want to invite you on this hopefully mini series where I will be finishing up this sketchbook. Before that, of course, small sketchbook tour. A bit of a disclaimer, I do not have my own style because I draw so inconsistently. So what I end up doing is just drawing from reference from Pinterest, Instagram, or just on general Google search. So everything that you're gonna see there, almost everything, is just my drawings from a reference. Let's start with a little sketchbook tour, just so I can show you what I'm working with. Why is it my paint, even though I love looking at it. I love like this little Gravity Falls sticker of Bill, can you not? And at the back here I have also a sticker of Bill. It's just a hand that we should not shake. Alright, so my little journey have started on June 3rd of 2020, right? I think I ordered it online on Amazon. Something, if I remember correctly, it was either $9 or $13. For some reason, I can think of those two numbers, but I'm not sure which other ones right here. This is Leda Art Supply. Yep. So I've started with a little banana. It's Saint Hay. That was just one of my downloads on my phone gallery. The little details at the back I added myself just because it was looking so empty and sad. So I just thought, okay, this banana needs some colors behind it. And then these stickers, they came later. This was probably the first sticker set that I've ordered online ever. So yeah, it was travel camping themed. So you can see a lot of tents and parks, I guess. So next we are moving on to Joker, which is very disproportional, but I still can't remember being proud of the face, even though I did realize that he kind of has a T-Rex hands. Like, his hands are so small. I don't know why I didn't like that. This unicorn was one of the artists online. She or he, actually I don't really know, but they had like a whole series, probably still do, of like little drawings. It's sketches, and I took actually a lot of screenshots of that at the time. And later on I'm gonna have a girl also from the same artist. Unfortunately, I cannot remember who it is. Like, just keep in mind 5 years has passed since I have drawn all that. So then, because this page was feeling a bit empty, I drew this little dino that I love. Whenever my internet connection goes out and I see this little guy, I always play at least once. But my record is very small. I think it's 1262, something like that. I've been stuck with that score for like over 3 years now, and I don't know why, but I still cannot pass that record of mine. Yeah, and so after I drew it, I was like, okay, this is a bit sketchy, this is very small, let's add color. And I wrote testing, so I think I probably also tested some of my pens, like how they're gonna turn out, if they're gonna bleed through or anything. So next we're moving on to Nick. This fox, oh my gosh, I love him so much. I love his design, I love his character, I love how he portrayed himself like in the Zootopia. Like, I love everything about him. I also love the sketches, the fan art that was done by, again, some other artist that I don't really know. I found this probably on Pinterest, and I remember I was being so happy how I could like just put what I saw on paper and how he turned out. This one was the only one that I've colored, and then my plan was to do that to all of them, but I stopped because I like how sketches look a lot more than how the colored version looks. I was a bit sad after I colored them, and it was like so much worse in my eyes than what I had previously, like just of a sketch. And I was like, oh damn, I worked so hard and now I ruined it, and yada yada yada. This little whiny me, actually I have forgotten that I've done it, and I think because I did not like have any consistency in how I drew it, that I eventually just forgot that I did this little comments. It's supposed to be my little self and my inner thoughts whenever I finished like a spread or a page. That was the plan, but it was not done. So this is a little personal information, that's why I'm gonna blur that. But the first letter of my name is D, and that's why I drew it here, because it was supposed to be like, oh, get to know me and stuff like that. On next page, I believe it was just ideas, like what I wanted to draw, and then I love Sudoku, so I don't have a story behind it. It's just basically a spread. Okay, and now we're moving on to a bit of an edgy side of me. I don't know why I decided to draw a bunch of skeleton fox, but you know, this stuff happens. I'm 20 now, so 5 years ago I was around 15ish, 16ish. Yeah, so that what happens. Okay, so this, I think, from what I could see, I cannot remember that pretty clearly, but I think I started doodling on the page with my new, at that time, markers from IKEA. I think they called Mama. Yeah, so I've begged my mom to just like, oh mom, I know I have a zillion markers, but can I have these ones, because they just look so round and so nice. And she was like, oh, okay, let's buy them. So I wanted to test them out on this page, and for some reason probably didn't like it, so I decided to cover it up. Firstly, I think with stickers, then I didn't like that. Then I had like this very crappy, cheap paint lying around, which I didn't really use, and I don't really know how I had that even in my room, but it was like probably from 99 store, and I think it was like a Play-Doh or something like that. So I didn't like that. I covered it with this cheap paint, but because it turned out to be so messy, it has blended with markers underneath, and the colors, they did not, they just like this very poopy brown. So at the end I decided to just like put a bunch of stickers, the same Gravity Falls theme that I've used on my cover. Oop. Whoop-de-doop. You can see that it's starting to age now. Then these two pieces were cut out from just a toys booklet that we got in the mail. I don't even know from what store, because at that time me and my sister, we were already kind of like not subscribing to toys store, because I was 16 and she's 2 years younger, so she was 14. So I'm not sure why we were sent this, because it was like toys for like kids under 5, I think. And then this was a tag from a t-shirt that I bought, Uniqlo, I think that's how you call that store. If not, I'll try to fix the sound. Okie doke. So moving on, I don't really like these stickers. I don't like this color palette at all, but I think I just needed to use them. I think it came in with the same magazine. I really don't know what the store was, why we were subscribed to this, but it did came with this stickers page. The colors I didn't like, but I was like, why would I waste it, right? And this was the time when I watched the series of Anne of Green Gables from like 80s to 90s, and this was probably like the continued story, so I think it's movie 3. I like the movie. The only thing I didn't like is how they went into the war kind of theme, which was very popular and which was also kind of like relevant, I guess. I absolutely loved this character. I love people like that in real life. I've met a couple of people with the same spirit, with the same like you know, it's the confidence in life and just like what they do and how they approach things, and just their attitude. It's so like, I'm not like that, but I love people like that and I love meeting them, and I just love this character. I remember struggling so much to just find pictures of her as a character. I remember I had to actually rewind the movie. Like, I was drawing it a while after I watched it, so I had to find the movie again. I had to rewind it, and because I did like try to move the movie on my own, the quality of it became so crappy, and it's just the whole experience of just finding a couple of pictures of her was so overwhelming for no reason. Yeah, so because I did all of that work, so I actually never finished the 4th drawing, but it's okay. At least she's here, and I kind of like the side profile a bit. Like, this was probably the most messiest picture, so that's why her face, like, it's very unclear. And the hand, we don't talk about. Okay, so this is, Actually, that is one of the, probably like the same one that the same artist did that as the unicorn. I did not like the outlines that I did, so what I ended up doing is just like going over it a lot, and at the end like this, I kind of, whenever I look at it, I kind of like it a little bit. I don't know, like it's better in my eyes than it was without all this blue rage on top. So this one, I was going for a very modern pop themed kind of look with my doodles, but because the very first part kind of ended up being like from some kind of culture, I don't know, like it speaks some kind of historical culture to me, and it just clashes with the style that I was going for so much that I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't know, but these kind of doodles I do a lot on like daily life, whenever I'm on the lecture, going to lectures, and just I'm a little bit bored, or even if I'm not bored and I'm very concentratedly listening to the professors, I would still kind of like draw, just as a phase. Yeah, so I do that quite a lot. Then this is an unfinished spread. Of course, there are a lot of this. That's why whenever I look at it, at the sketchbook, I feel warm inside, just because it was my first one. I was so excited to do it. I was like so motivated to finish it, but it's also painful to look at it because I know that I've never finished it. I have so many unfinished stuff that I've started and just never completed. So again, going with the duels. On the road, I think that I was inside of a car. Me and my family were going somewhere and I was just drawing it. That's why, oh yeah, oh my gosh, I just remembered this line. I actually was going very slowly, and as the car like met any bumps on the road, like that's why it's so like crooked. That's what kind of was the idea behind it. Yeah, so this spread was, I have here written 3 heads, so I actually have it right here, this U brands, right, jet pants, but so I've got them, I think it was either Marshalls or TJ Maxx or something like that, and I really wanted to just like test them out because they had like neon colors inside of them, so I thought, oh, it would be very fun to just draw 3 hats, right, and just like match 2 colors together and just have these little hats just lying around while I'm also testing the gel pens. So this was supposed to be a hat with green and orange, purple and pink, and yellow with purple. Yeah, there were not enough colors to do. I think there were just 5 colors, so I could not divide it by 2. By 3, sorry. By 2 and 3 and get the whole numbers. So yeah. Next, that's my sister. I tried to draw my sister, and yeah, so she turned out to be very funny looking. Yeah, so this is a little kind of nickname I have for her, but I don't ever call her that. She's just written like that on my contact page. So that's like, my first language is Russian, right? So my sister name is Diana, but like in Russian you would kind of say Diana, and in Russian how you say dinosaur is dinosaur. So I have combined Diana and dinosaur to be like Dianasaur. So it's basically like Diana dinosaur, it's like Dianasaur. Yeah, so that's how she's written in my context list and how I wrote her this. But like I never call her that. I don't even remember where all of that stuff came from. Okay, then I was feeling like I needed to draw something, but I was like just not drawing for a while after I drew her, and I was like, there was a trend on Baby Yoda and the same toys magazine with Baby Yoda, and I was like, I saw it, I saw the song, and I was like, yeah, we're just gonna put that here and move on with our lives, right? And then also I saw this little ghost, and I was like, yeah, I need something minimalistic to feel like, oh, I did something in my sketchbook, I did some art, but like I didn't want a lot of effort put into that. So like, that's perfect. Okay, next, again, going with doodling. I doodle like a lot, just a lot, and so I was like, yeah, maybe that's my style. Let's try and draw something, and I went with aliens apparently, and I really like this part of waves. I don't know. This one I don't like that much just because I colored it kind of very strangely. I know there are two different blues that kind of go clash with, I don't know, it kind of looks weird to me. So this little clouds is also part of my kind of very often made by me doodles. I love very like round curls, if you would say, like these very round looking lines. I love them a lot, and I also love clouds. So it's just, I love them so much. I do not know why I have drawn it on the tissue and I've just inserted it here. But I don't know, it is what it is. There is nothing underneath. Yeah, and this sticker, it was originally on my first laptop that I got in high school before I removed it and just filled the whole surface of my laptop with different stickers. Then I removed them too and did it over again. That was like the whole history of me removing and adding new stickers. It was like my biggest sticker event of my life. Yeah, but because it was still sticky and I kind of liked it and didn't want to throw it out, I just, okay, we're gonna put it here. Okay, moving on, we have this very messy, for some reason, and very poorly, I would say very poorly blended clouds. But this was like my first attempt of clouds with acrylics ever, so like, okay, we did good enough. And this is just here to make me suffer for the reason of, so I am struggling with watercolor still because I do not practice at all, and like the watercolor, like it's, I don't know why it's so hard for me to figure it out. I have this small kit that I'm gonna probably show sometime later, but I bought it after watching a very inspiring video from this very good, like excellent, oh my gosh, he drew with this kit, it's like travel size, not that expensive on Amazon, and he did like this, oh my gosh, it's a sketchbook. Oh, it's just filled with so much of this nature looking stuff, castle-y kind of swords, knight ship kind of stuff, like shields and everything, and he draws a lot of stuff for video games. and his style is so good. So I was like, getting that kit that he uses, because I also love the colors that were inside of the kit. Like, you can kind of see like the different reds and like the orange one that you can mix, and it was just overall a very great kit. It is still, like, I still have it. I just don't use it, and I plan to. Yeah, hopefully this channel will help me to actually use my stuff that I own, because I own a lot, and it's just like, I am busy, but not that busy to just not use everything, like anything at all, you know, and that's a problem. Okay, so this was a thumbnail from a video. I think it was Nightcore. Nightcore was a big part of my middle school and high school kind of song culture. Like, a part of my song selection was just Nightcore music from YouTube, just random songs. But I really like the song Impossible, and this was on thumbnail, and I was like, okay, let's try, let's give it a try, right? And overall, like, I know it's kind of messy, but I kind of liked it until I started doing the line art, right? So this mouse is already kind of it feels with me, but the reason this sticker is right here is to cover up the eye line, right? It was just a single line. I had to do a single line. I just had to do it in a correct place. And I didn't, and I don't know why. Like before, I didn't go with a pencil and then go over the stuff. I don't know why I felt just so confident. Even though, no, I don't remember. I was not feeling confident. I was not feeling confident at all. But still, I went right away with the liner, and I messed the whole picture, like to the point of me not liking it. I was almost liking it, and then I ruined it all. And then I just had to put it here as the like a reminder of my shame. Okay, so later we go, and this guy, I think his name is Hawk, or it's his hero name. I have never watched My Hero Academia, not a single episode, but at some point for over a year, my page on Instagram was just filled with the My Hero Academia content. I don't know why, but I kind of like how the characters look, and I had there was like a lot of fan art and like a lot of this little comics that I enjoyed reading so much that I know like majority of the story. I know a lot of characters, I know their names, and I still have never watched a single episode. But I think I like the fan art of this character because it was in perspective, and I was like, okay, let's practice, and I do it, and I don't know, like it's alright. My attempt to create this motion is so pathetic, but it is there, you know, and that's what I encourage. Just try. It's gonna turn out crappy, but still, like, it's gonna be crappy once, then twice, then the third time, but then you're gonna start getting it. I've never gotten to this next step, but at least I started. At least I tried. And then this page was empty, and I was like, I need something, and I put Plankton with this button. Yeah. Okay, this is probably one of my favorite sketches here. I have found this very great art of watermelon and a melon, and I just remember falling in love with it. and it was a summertime, so I was like, ooh, summer, let's do a whole summer spread, right? So my plan was to draw the picture from a reference, and then make a matching one of an actual watermelon and a melon. And you can kind of see here a little bit of a watermelon, and I hated how it turned out. And so I've decided, okay, it's sticker time again. So I've covered it all with same camp summer type vibe of stickers, and a little bit of additional like doggy ones. There is an Olaf and Michelangelo. Yeah, I know. Ninja Turtles. Yes. Okay. So because previously, as you can see, there was just maybe one or two of actual sketches which I approached from like, okay, let's just sit down, let's look at the reference, let's do all this stuff, and but the rest of the stuff is so like just literal crap. And a lot of stuff like I mess up, I just covered all with stickers, so it was not even feeling like a sketchbook, it was feeling more like a scrapbook. And I was like, damn, wait, I want to do like just a couple of pages that look like, you know, like this little like sketches and this pretty, I want a pretty spread, basically. That's what I wanted. And this was like, so I was just feeling so frustrated because like, I don't know, like sketchbooks are supposed to be relaxing, not frustrating. And so I decided, okay, let's just put that on the spread, and then from here probably we're gonna start making a more of a useful and practice like art. So I was like, oh my fucking god, let's stop and just like yeah. And so this is my number one spread in the sketchbook. Reference from Pinterest, some wonderful person who posted that, and I loved. The Tadashi Hamada, my crush. He's so pretty, right? He's so handsome. He's so kind. He's like, the way he like takes care of his brother. He's caring, and just overall he's caring because he was doing like this medical things. He's just such a kind soul, and I love that. And I just hate, and I hate that they killed him off like that. Just like they literally just he blew up. Like, come on. He blew up, they blew him up. Fuck you, Disney, fuck you. Sorry, I get emotional because like this ferocious little being, and they just killed him off in the first few minutes of the movie. And I'm like, why did you feel the need to do that? Yeah, so it's just my crush from whenever this movie came out. I don't really know. I also like the song Invincible, like I think Invincible of Fall Out Boys. I have listened to that. I still listen to that song a lot, and that's why I also love Baymax. He created Baymax. Oh, okay. So because I kind of liked how that spread looked, I decided to go for another one where I just do a bunch of little pencil sketches from just suggested references after the Tadashi. I had a lot of suggestions of similar looking stuff, so I just randomly picked on the ones that I liked, and I kind of felt tired basically at the time. Probably I think this was the start of the junior year of high school. That's where I remember that little dude from. And overall, this gave me just like a vibe of the school. Like it was the new semester, it's like about the new high school year was about to start, and yeah, so that's the comment that I made. But it was not a collective kind of spread that I've copied, it's just like a collection of stuff that I've collected on Pinterest, right? This is a sketch also drawn from a reference, which I am very surprised, still surprised, because I never redrew them. This was like from the first attempt, it was a perfect silhouette of the hand. it was the perfect line art. Well, for me, like, you know. And even after I've just colored it with black, it still kind of looks like a hand, you know, like a properly sized hand, like no crooked fingers, no nothing, just very like. And I am still surprised by that, because it's just like a first attempt kind of thing, very quick, very like just no seriousness put into that, and it's kind of like, I like it, you know. It's kind of like not that messed up, so it's still surprising me. And I wanted to do, I was probably coloring something with black parallelly, like somewhere separate from the sketchbook, and I still had paint left, so I was like, oh, let's do this. And I kind of liked how it matched with, like, it kind of make the spread full, but then I was like, okay, I cannot leave it like that. And I had this white gel pen, and I wanted to do, like, I wanted something written down, but I didn't know what, and I was struggling to find some kind of poem, some kind of quote, something to match the vibe, and I found that. I've never been depressed in my life. I feel anxiety quite often, but my social anxiety pretty much. So I'm worried that my depression and anxiety are always going to keep me from the person I dreamed of becoming. I don't relate, but I was like, oh, it matches the vibe. So and I was already tired of searching something that matched the vibe. It's kind of like, it's the best thing that I found. Okay, so here, because I was approaching my senior year, I was like, make a plan for independent life. And I think I live near the beach, and I think I went on the beach. I sat just on the sand. It was not, so I think it was September-ish, or I really don't know what time it was of the year. Like, I don't remember it at all. And so I was like, okay, we need a job. I was just, you know, feeling stressed about, applying for college, like getting a job and all of that stuff. Like, I just had to figure out some things, next steps of my life, you know, because I was becoming the adult, approaching the adult age, so have to take on some new responsibilities, and wanted to create a plan for that. Yeah, so I think it was September, because now it's September 19, International Pirate Day. That is not supported. I just saw a meme about that, and I then tried Googling it, and I found only one source that kind of supported it. After I directly typed what, like, is September 19 an International Pirate Day, when I just typed what are the holidays on September 19, I don't think any of the sources actually gave anything about pirates. It was a lot of some weird stuff, but nothing about pirates. But once I typed in directly Pirates Day, it was just like, oh yeah. So I don't know, do with it what you like. And of course, when I think of pirate, I think of Jack Sparrow, and I had this picture found of an actual sparrow, Jack Sparrow. Yeah, it's a very themed. Still going a lot with these stickers. I think I still have that set. It was like a set of like 15-20 pages of different like theme stuff. I think it was animals, a garden, pirate, and camping. Yeah, so pirates. This, I don't know what it is. I think it's just a doodle, and I put that here. What? Oh my gosh, is that a giraffe? Oh damn. Okay, Here we go again. The same booklet with toys, but this Elmo was just like so. I don't know. Even as a toy, he's so iconic to me. So what I did, like we were approaching Halloween apparently. So what's this paint doing here? I don't know. Oh, I can see a pumpkin here. So I think. I don't remember it at all, like I completely forgot what I was going for here, but I think I wanted to do like an October spread, but I didn't like it, so I ended up doing the same thing, just like with a crappy paint. Like it's so not satisfying, like it's so I don't know the word. I will find a word and I'll just put the letters here. Yeah, so that's that. This guy, I like this guy. I don't know why. I like how he looks, and even though he's like a bit like, you know, teenager-y, with teenage logic, but he is a teenager and stuff like that. I will not call myself like a fan of oh my gosh, how do you, the star, oh my god, I forgot the name, star something. Yeah, so I will not, like, I don't dislike the actual series. Like, it's very nice. It's just like, I don't know, I was not finding myself like vibing with it. Like, it's fine, like it's good, I like the style, but I don't know, like the oral story, like it's just probably was not for me. I don't know why, but I do love the characters, how they look like, and all of that. And I particularly like this guy. I forgot his name, but he's still like, I would call them one of my cartoon crushes. I don't know. Okay. October, still going with that theme. I think because of the failed attempt right there, I thought, oh, I need to redeem myself. So I was like, I was looking at witches a lot. I still have on my Pinterest like this folder just filled with different witches, and this was supposed to be like this very thought through page. So what the idea behind this was is to make it like regular, right? So as a regular sketch with a bunch of like green colors, like just boiling something, the witch is standing right here. But I did have, and I probably do have, but I don't know where they are. They should be lying somewhere. Like, I don't know, like I had this neon colored pencils, right? And around the same time, I have bought myself a neon light from Amazon. Like, that's where my weird orders from Amazon started, around the same time. So I bought that for something, I forgot for what, but the idea is that like the sketch would be regular, and then when I turn the light on, the ultraviolet, it would be like an additional pattern of smoke here, like looking very sick and very like cool. That's what I was going for, but I've never ended up doing it, finishing it. Like, I did start drawing the little rocks, the fire, the pot, but you know. So then I think it was like a month passed from Halloween, and I still have not finished it. So I was like, whatever, put this head I don't know, are those colors? No idea. Okay, so I think I've never finished that, but I was like, okay, let's keep going, but like this I will do later, and later never happened. So these clouds again, I'm telling you, like, I love them. This was from a follow with me video, probably on YouTube. I think it was a Russian creator. At the same time, I watched this very inspirational video how, like, oh, if you want to get more confident with your drawings, like, start drawing with pen instead of pencil, because pencil you can erase easily and you kind of spend time overthinking about, like, oh, this line, and just like spend like 20 minutes just shifting one line, instead of like you should move on, you should find everything else and just like don't overthink about stuff when you're drawing, like, it's sketchbooks, right? Because like that way you would become more confident faster, and you would just like, you would see like where you do mistakes more quickly and just like redraw them again, and it's just better. I know, I watched that and that was my attempt. So this was a postcard. That's Minsk. I am originally from Belarus, and Minsk is the capital of Belarus. One of my friends that I've met in US, I think she is from, not I think, I know, she is from Minsk, and now I think she was there over summer, so she brought me a postcard, and I'm just like, bidons. And then I was like, let's draw some eyes. And I still, whenever I look at this eye, I was like, yeah, the eye. And the lip and other two eyes. I think I wanted to do all of the whole page, but you know, I got lazy after 4 drawings. This was probably still Halloweenish, Octoberish. That was one of the witches. That was in the witch folder. And this was also just some like in my Pinterest, I literally just searched Halloween sketches and these came out. And this was the time where I have started watching that series with Lucy. Don't remember how the series is called. I'll just put it somewhere on the screen. But like, he's amazing. I don't know, like, he's demon, like, and I love when he says do it, do it, do it, do it. Yeah, so have drawn him because of the Halloween themed October, yada yada yada. Then we're going to a spread of Pinkie Pie because she's so lovely, she's so fun, she's so pink, she's so loud, you know, and I like that. I love that. She's so goofy, stuff like that. I loved how this little guy of hers turned out. Yeah, so this was probably the time where I got the set of brush pens as a present to something from my mom. I don't have it on me right now to show because I am in my rent room in a different city because I'm a student and majority of my supplies are at home, so show no can do, let's say it like that. So I was feeling sad because I didn't use the pens that my mom got me, and it was like, it's a very huge set, and I was like, I wanted to use them, but I was so scared to use them too. I don't know why. So I had this little block, and I decided, okay, so let's find some bright character and just use a bunch of colors. And I found Pinkie Pie was a very bright character. The only thing is that the actual Pinkie Pie colors, they were not there were not like any of them that actually matched her skin and hair color at all. Like, I don't know, there was so many colors and so many pink ones too, but none of them actually matched the color of Pinkie Pie, the shades of them. But it's okay. The overall spread I kind of liked. Then, because I did the pink one, I wanted to do a little bit of a blue side right here. I've had little cuts out of like blue paper, which I wanted to like insert and then just draw something blue, like light blue, like okay, let's see. Kind of like that, maybe even lighter. So I wanted to do like this color right here, but I never ended up doing it. And I've recently removed those papers because they kept falling out every time I placed the sketchbook somewhere. Started drawing something, never finished. This is a creator, digital artist who tells stories about his life. He's Russian. Marmax, I think his name is. A very funny dude. I like him, and I like his, like how he draws himself, like his character. He digitally draws his stories, you know. Okay. Then I was like, I've got these pencils of different shade, like different hardness, like 2B, 2H, HB, and 6B. And I was like, yeah, let's practice our portrait, like skin drawing and stuff like that. I also got myself like this blending sticks, which again, I'll not be able to show because they're not on me right now. So I found it, she was probably on one of the YouTube thumbnails for some thong, really, for some song. And never finished it. These, I think these are the same brush pens. I was again feeling guilty that I was not using them. I was like, okay, let's do something. And I was like, okay, sunflowers. They are not sunflower looking. They are more like, there are some flowers that kind of look like daisies, but they are yellow. I don't really know how that flower is called, but this looks more like that flower than the sunflower. And it's just very like lazy sketch of something. Okay, then I was making a list of things I want. So it's a pocket for a knife that kind of you can put on your body. I still want that. Okay, so I want a tent. I wanted a tent for a very long time, and I still kind of want to, but I'm now realizing like I have no space to store it yet. So once I get my own place, like yes, I have my own place right now, like I'm renting a room, but like I'm a junior now, so when I am going to be a senior, I would have, like once I finish next year, I'll graduate with a bachelor's degree, and I'll move back to my home, and we have a 2-bedroom apartment. That's it. Like I cannot even have my own kind of setup in the room because my own has a very different taste than me. Like I like everything being on a display. Like you know these IKEA shelves, like IKEA square shelves. I love them. Which are open and don't have doors. Like I love them. On the display, you can put your books, you can put your just stuff and everything you can see. I had that for a year. When I had my own room. There's the whole situation was in my family. We lived in the same apartment, and everybody just when my mom moved out, and that was like 1 year of my life where I had my own room, like almost myself. And oh my gosh, did I paint on the walls some ridiculous shit? Yes, I did. Did I put posters on like all the walls? Yes, I did. Did I put like, did I bag? I didn't bag, but did I choose a new shelf of being those open squares? And did I fill them up with all of my stuff? Yes, I did. And did I love how it looked like? Yes, I did. Yeah. But I cannot do the same now because my mom lives in the same room, and she's kind of like that very unique person who, like, no visual noise, none of that. And I respect, she face. What can I do? I'm gonna grab a hook, and that's on my list, right? I've made it up, but it was already 2020. I think it's still 2020. Who doesn't want a grappling hook? I don't know who wouldn't want it after watching all this Kim Possible gravity falls where Mabel had that hook and it saved her, like, or just like all this spying movies in general. Who doesn't want a grappling hook? I wanted a tree house, and I still want it, and I think once I have my serious adult money, right? Like now I only had my own money from part-time jobs, which I now use just to pay rent. But once I get a well-paid job, and have my own and have my own land, I think I will do everything in order to have a tree house. Not for my kids, no, myself. Or I ever see a tree house, or at least. So what I think most likely is gonna happen, like I have this vision, which I think I'm gonna plan out. I'm an engineering student, but I'm also taking architecture classes so that I can have a better chance of designing my own house myself, and what else? And designing like just how a landscape of my land's gonna look like. So I want to have basically like a house, right? Two stories is good, right? The balcony and everything is gonna be there, right? A little space for a garden somewhere to at least grow like greens, like just at least like parsley, what else? And other stuff like that. Onions, sweet potato. Then I want to have a garage, basically, because well, a car will be a must. Maybe a motorcycle. I still have not given up on my teenage dream of like, having a motorcycle. I can ride them, like I already can. One of my wild summers was actually learning how to ride that from a bunch of I don't know, it was like some kind of gang of like nice dudes, but I don't know, I think it was like almost an official motorcycle class kind of gang. I don't know. So I learned from them. They actually gave me very interesting. So then my grandpa also owns like not a motorcycle but like motor scooters, and well, scooters are very easy. It's just like you sit and you ride, like if you can ride a bicycle, basically you'll have no problem riding a scooter. Yeah. Okay. And then next to it, I want to have a little attachment, like a shed basically looking thing, like where I can just hammer stuff, just cut stuff with a saw, just like do all the very garage kind of stuff, mechanical stuff, right? Like building something like that. And then also I want to have like this space where all of my like art stuff gonna be, where I can draw, I can just create something from what, like draw, sew, crochet, just the glue. There was one thing like working with epoxy, but how do you call that? I forgot. So just doing all my creative hobbies. Like I have tried everything once. Also learning the guitar. I already bought a guitar. I learned something in like what 21st, I think around the same year I got myself a guitar, a cheap one from Amazon, $40 one, but still it's good enough for a person who doesn't have a teacher, doesn't have anything except for YouTube and musician. I think that was the app that I used also. And a dream of like just gaining some of the skills, just at least some of them, but never actually went through with it because it was just so loud. We had absolutely no sound isolation whatsoever. We could hear our neighbors walk. It was a 2-story building with basically 2 apartments on every floor. So it's like 4 apartments. Everyone can hear every single cough and breath. So I was just like, nobody ever complained, but I was just feeling uncomfortable of like being an inconvenience to my neighbors by learning how to play guitar, right? Because it's like the reason is like learning is a lot of repetition, and repeating one chord over and over again, it's annoying to people around you, and I know that, and I didn't want to impose a lot on my neighbors, if you want to say. Also, like, this is where my social anxiety kind of comes from. Just like, I don't want to be like, oh, please don't hate me, kind of set of mind. So in my house, in my future apartment, I want a big window. I want it so much. You know, my ideal window is where I can see everything from the top, just like everything. but nobody can see me. I have never had shells directly on the wall. Never. I'm 20. Never. And I want them. Because once again, I love the display. I love, like, I have so much stuff, so much crap that I want to see every day, and I just, so far I cannot, just from the financial point of my life. But we're working on it, you know. I'm studying for the future. We're gonna get there. You know. So far, it's the perfect time to plan stuff out. Just plan so much stuff out, so then when I have the resources, I already have the idea, so I lay down and I already know what I want and where to get what I want and how to get what I want. Okay? And then I also have here written down 3 walls. Yeah, so I'm guessing that was like a little bit before. Yeah, so it was like half a year before I've got my own room for a year. I was still with my sister in the same room. I don't know what this was, but this was just feelings written down. Okay, so then again, spread that I've never finished. Here I have 2 circles, so I'm guessing here was supposed to be something, but it's not there. I love Danny Phantom. Oh, he's so fine too. He's also one of my crushes. But I also loved, like, I love, shit, I forgot their names. I have not watched Danny Phantom for over 30 years. Yeah, I will have to rewatch it. Yeah, because what I love to do is, like, I rewatch it, then I don't watch it for a couple of years, and then I rewatch it because I forget a lot of stuff, and then it's like, yes, the story is kind of not new, but there are a lot of moments that I already forgot, and I just like, ooh, something new. Like, I enjoy it a bit more than to just like, oh, rewatching it like in 2 months because I pretty much remember everything. Yes, so I forgot their names, unfortunately. Damn, my throat hurts. I talk a lot, but not that much during the whole day. Yeah. So, love her. Like, goth, kind of. You know what? In my university, I know one goth. I saw one. I think he's a dude. Actually, not 100% sure, but 90% he's a dude. But I love it. Like, it's black lipstick. He wears like a lot of what's that curly stuff on the clothes? I'll just put the word because I don't know now. It's just like so good. I love that aesthetic, and so basically I love her too for that, and just her character. And this was just her, like, in the future fan art, some fan art that I found on the midst of internet, and yeah, so I drew her, colored her. Wow, that's like a huge one. Yeah, and planned on doing it again. And here, I think I wanted to draw them again, and just never finished it. This was when I continued watching The Miraculous, and Nina and Alia are my ship. Like, they're so good. They're so good. Whatever the heck going on with Marinette and Adrian is just, what the heck? It's just like this square of them. Like they are they, but they are not, and it's just so messed up. I also like the shape of Tiki and Black. It's just so like, you know, two god kind of like creatures like balance each other out, and Black has this flirting feature of him, and it just like Tiki, and it just like you know what I realized? I think I only read one fanfic with them. I've never actually searched into that ship. In fact, I have to do that. You know what? Wow. Yeah, I needed something fresh because for my fanfics, like I tend to do like stuff over and over again. But like after I find something new, and this can be this new type of break between my usual things that I read. Guys, thank you so much. You've helped me a lot. Yeah. So this was a meme. Hey, my eyes are up here. Shh. I'll get there eventually. Oh. Yeah, please. Yeah, so love them, right? And it was just a random check, and kinda I come back in February 2022. So okay, so I think this was, except the last thing that I drew sometime, it's in October, I think October, right? So the last things were like October-y kind of stuff, and this was like the next thing was in February 2022. Okay, we have a little bit of a timeline. This I remember. This one I was going back home, right, for a summer. Wait, but that I did in summer 2021. Actually, maybe that. Okay, no, that is probably not back home. That was, we went to Dominican Republic, and this was my screen, the plain screen for with music. And I found My Chemical Romance, The Black Parade, apparently. Yeah, so I've just decided to draw it on the plane. I also started drawing this fan art of Sokka. Never finished it. Again, you see my pain, you see my problem here. It's just full of unfinished stuff. And then I probably was drawing something with acrylics, and I had some stuff left over, and I've just put it here, apparently. I don't know what it is, but I kind of like it. And this, I don't know if I was going to draw on it, but kind of like it too, you know, just not together, separately, kind of liking it, but what is going on? Then this little guy, I love this little dude. In my elementary and the middle school, it was so popular. Like everybody played this little yum yum dude, and I just love him. Like how can you not? He's so green, he's so round, he's so wide-eyed, wide smile, little. I don't know who he's like. Is he like a little crocodile or a little dragon? I don't know who he is supposed to be, but he is so cute, and it just looked goofy. Yeah, my sketches though, they were like, they kind of like a bit crooked, but it's okay. Still like it. That's my actual name. Right here, just written down a couple times. And this is Toothless. Oh my gosh, Toothless. I love Toothless. He's like, I want Toothless in my life. I probably How to Train Your Dragon is my favorite movie of all time. The third movie does not exist to me because you can never tell me that that's how the story ended. That they just like separated my poor Hiccup and his dragon, and that like based on the timeline, only for like 6 years of his life he was with Toothless, and then the dragons were not a part of Viking's life anymore. Like, you can just not tell me that and just end the series on that. There is live action coming out, right? Sometime near that. Okay, so this is him. I will probably in the future draw him a little bit more true, like not copying down the fan art, but like copying down the actual reference from like a movie scene. I really want to do that on some kind of big, like either on the whole spread or on like A4 paper, to just like draw the full size, like some scene that I love. This was supposed to be a spread with wings. Have laid them all down from the fan art that I found, but never finished it. Again, you can see, you can keep seeing the trend of unfinished stuff. Then it was just trying to come back, like still struggling, but still kind of trying. I think that is already 2023. So I have this Frankie guy right here, some Dracula, I don't know, like here I remember this was a very simple looking reference, but I was struggling very much because I did not draw for a very long time. And this is from one of the main quests that I read about very close boy friendship. I feel no what I'm in. And that's just a yelling cat. Then that's me, that's my mom, we went to Dominican Republic yet again. We've been there, you know what, we've been there 4 times now. I think my mom was 5 times. Wait, so I've been 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 4 times. We would love to go to like Aruba maybe next time, but it's so much more expensive than Dominican Republic that I don't know if we will succeed in doing that. But you know, so I was just trying to draw from real life, and you know, it's alright. Also, we were traveling that time with some of our Albanian friends, and I was just like, what are some words that I can learn in Albanian? It was like Sidi, that's I don't know. ID is like, do you know? D is no. Well, ja, that's no. Po, that's yes. Po or just O? I don't really know. Yeah. So this next section is like after that one trip, I didn't draw in it for a very long time. It was just sitting there. So I was like, okay, look at how much pages are left. And that's the time when I took one of my architecture classes. Like, I needed a sketchbook for that, but I was like, at that semester I had to buy so many stuff. Like, I had to buy textbooks like online, rent them, and it was like over $300 purchase for all of those things for my classes. And I was just like so frustrated, like, oh damn, so what, I have to buy a new sketchbook, which adds to that financial kind of struggle of mine. But then I was like, hell nah, I have this. So that's where I put those washi tapes, and I kind of like, they were holding my past life kind of things, right? But they just ripped. So yeah, so this is what I did, like my couple of my little sketches. That was the lesson about how when you design like a building, like you make a sketch of like a building or like a landscape or even an object like a table, a chair, you have to put like a figure near that object to kind of reference the size of what you're doing. Like how would how would a person be interpreted like on that space that you're drawing, right? Then it was just like trying to fit that. Failed in doing that, but that was just a practice. And then again, we were doing the proportions, right? So this was like homework to measure yourself, right? You should draw like a stair looking thing, right? And then how you like sit or bend over it or just like lean on it. Like how would you look with all that? And you had to write down like the actual measurements of like, oh, just below the knee, just above the knee, like where the hip is, where the elbow is, like the shoulder is. Like that was the exercise. And this was my final result. And then we had to draw something also like including like some object that had multiple functionalities. What I drew was like a table, basically a desk, which had a treadmill. So you don't sit, you kind of like walk. So you're working on something and you can walk, like actually exercise. Then there is a lamp that has like this little compartment where you can bend it and like kind of insert it here, so it's like more compact once you're done working. Or it's just like you can regulate the length of how far you want the lamp to extend. Then there is also the screen kind of section where it can slide down and up depending on whether you need it or not. Yeah, and I think that's it. That was it. And just like, oh, there is like a section, like circular section for the body to go through. And then so the screen was on the eye level, and the board, the keyboard was like at an appropriate height for comfortable hand positions. So kind of like that. Then a couple of practice, like just like the lines of how it did look in 3D. Those I think were just my doodles. This was just the edge on view and like the view of like side from and top of letters. This, I think I was bored, so I drew a bunch of teddy bears. And this was my previous room. I was renting a different room last year, and that was like we had a homework of just measuring the stuff in your room. So I did that here too. Perspective, and more perspectives. More perspectives. This was when we just learned about the floor plans, how there should be like good flow of like how you can walk inside a space. Don't remember what it was, but it was also an activity of some kind. This was, I got from my previous room, I've got these green line, like green plant lines how do you call that? Oh my gosh. Yeah, so and I was just figuring out the position of them, how I want to hang them. And then this was when I was trying to figure out what I want to do for Halloween, what I want to draw on my face. Then we practiced shading, something like that. The light, a lot of stuff with the light, just drawing. Then this was an exercise where you look at the person next to you, right? But you don't look at the page, and then you try and draw them. So yeah, so that's how my classmates turned out to be. That was actually when I started learning the guitar. I was like, okay, let's do a little bit of guitar section. That's what I planned. So it was like around the time when I started the sketchbook. So it was around like 2020, 2021, something like that. And I never went through with this. Okay, and now I think we've reached the end of what I have left. So all of these pages, except for, okay, so 2 more pages left. So this one was also an exercise for my architecture class. We went to some kind of building that had these round walls, so practice with that. And this was the final project of the course, where we had to design something that had some kind of functionality. So it could have been something that had a functionality from like a fantasy world or something, but I did like a crab looking robot with the EpiPen inside. So it's like it has a sensor somewhere, right? And like whenever the person that this crab was like assigned to has an allergic reaction, it can like crawl out of the bag that it was lying in and just go to that person and shot the person itself. Like it doesn't need to be initiated by anyone. It can reach the person, find its leg, and just like make a shot. So, and this was also one of the attempts to return to drawing. I've struggled with this a lot, and you can see how messed up the proportions are and all that. And this one I've never finished. And so this is what I did 3 days ago. This is the most recent one, and this is the reason why I decided to start this mini series of me finishing the sketchbook, because I have made these, like I've just like went to Pinterest, I clicked on the first picture, and then I just like scrolled down to see the next one and the next one. That's how I found first like this potato dude, then I found these flames, then I found the pillows, then I found the rabbit, then I found like this hand stuff, and I found this star looking love letters, and I found the Batman, and I found the cats, and I found the Spider-Man, and I found the Simon, and it's just like so many things, and I loved it. I forgot how fun it was to just randomly sketch, and that's why I want to return, and I want to make it a habit, and I want to already finish and start this new sketchbook that I bought 4 years ago. Yeah. So I made my calculations. I have 15 empty spreads, right? Then I have one page at the beginning, like where the guitar was, and one page at the very end where I will say my bye-bye, right? And also I have two of these dirty spreads and the third one, right, with actual flower bits on it. So what I want to do is I want to actually draw the flower. I want to do like incorporate there like some color pencils, markers, just like make it try make it as realistic as possible, right? And maybe like do like this whole spread of that flower. So this is what I'm inviting you to actually do with me. Hopefully I can finish it like before my spring break. So today is March 1st and my spring break starts March 14th. Well, so already on the break I want to start something new. Like I want to find my new sketchbook and just start new trends there, but I cannot do that. I will not feel comfortable doing that until I finish this one. So this baby will have to be finished in 2 weeks. And it's just 15 spreads, and I don't have to overthink it. I don't have to draw anything like amazing. I can just do a bunch of like that final spread looking stuff. And yeah, so that's the plan. That's what I'm going to do. And if you're interested, then keep watching. Okay, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm just gonna start drawing. See you next video.